Hello everyone and welcome to Chef Pierre's. I am Chef Pierre. I am taking over the cooking show after, sadly, the fat man who used to run this kitchen sadly passed away. The producers refused to tell me what he died of, but I'm willing to guess heart attack. Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to be showing you how to make some fine cuisine tonight because, I know fine cuisine. Well, now, without any further ado, now let us take a look at what we have in the cabinets and what the hell? Where the hell is the food? What did the fat bastard eat it all? There's got to be something in this kitchen. The silverware is gone. There's nothing in the bread box. The cooler, the freezer, the refrigerator, they're all empty. The fat bastard even ate the bar of soap! What's the hell? What did he die of? Choking to death? Welcome to Chef Pierre's Cooking with Nothing because I got nothing and I quit. Take this job and shove it. I'll go back and work at McDonald's. I wonder what else is on. Stay tuned for the absolutely, completely random podcast coming up next. Ooh, my favorite show. Hello everybody and welcome to the absolutely completely random podcast. My name is Professor Sherman T. Clump. Clump's once again in charge. That's right, Clump in charge. Clump once again in charge. And tonight I'm gonna be taking over the podcast because look, Andrew's a little too sleepy. I said you could take over the podcast opening, Professor, not the whole show. Oh yeah, I know, but let me have some fun, alright? Just call me over here to fix your computer all the time, and I just raid your fridge, and we don't get to talk that much anymore. Yeah, I know. That's because you keep raiding my fridge. I'm not the get in, get out. Yeah, I know you ain't the get in, get out. Anyway, what do you have topic-wise this week? Oh, yes, here we go. Well, here are your topics. Let's see. Pokemon Masters is introducing the 3-on-3 battles coming this summer. A message from the Pokemon video game company to the fans. One Punch Man Season 2's Blu-rays have unfortunately been delayed for 2 months. Haruhi Suzumiya. Thank you, Haruhi Suzumiya. That's a name, fool. The voice cast is reuniting to perform the Hari Yukai. What is that, some type of a ritual? It's their ending song. Oh, well, okay. That sounds good fun. And Summer Wars is turning 10 years old, and it's getting a convenience store with celebrating some merch. Isn't that right? The convenience store lost and celebrating. You know, if you're so good with this, why don't you just come here and just do the podcast yourself then? I plan to once you get out of my seat. Oh, sorry about that. Anyway, Club once again in charge. Come on, everybody! Professor Clump 3, Clump Family Vacation. Come on, everybody! Not Professor 3. Let's go. Get out of my seat, you fat. God damn it! Hi, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. I'm Andrew. It's Saturday, June 29th. If you excuse me for a moment, I have to go roll Professor Clump out of my room. I'll be right back. Get over here, damn it! Oh, okay. Well, now that I've got Professor Clump rolled out of my room, let's talk about how my week went and just go from that. So, it was boring. That pretty much sums it up. I mean, I've been dealing with some internet issues. Found out I burned up my one router. I got shafted and sniped trying to get my hands on another router on eBay, which was a lot of fun. That's a lot of stuff that went on this week. Apparently now I'm a top fan on Puzzles & Dragons North American page. I found that out this morning. Kind of an honor, actually. I guess you could say it. It's sort of an honor. I actually am quite honored by that. Last night was also interesting. I was watching more of Zero the First Golden Sun: The Lost Age playthrough. Did part 3 last night. And I like helping. I'm apparently like the little Navi, just not as annoying. And we were both getting confused because I'm looking at the same guide that he's looking at, and it's like, look, it's not look, this is where you have to go, and the guide was way off on the map, as like, oops. No, it's not your fault, Andrew. Don't worry about it. Exactly what he says. Like, it's not your fault because we're both looking at the same guide. So that was cool. So yeah, it was sort of a interesting / dull week. Work was fun. Heat wave wasn't. We've had that going on right now. I did manage to get the Q&A video up. Thank you all for submitting your questions. And on top of that, I also got the very first episode of Reboots, Remakes, and Retcons up, where I discussed the Blue's Clues remake, Neon Genesis Evangelion's Netflix, which is apparently now also a remake since they changed some of the translations. Yep. I also talked about the Rugrats movie, a Clifford the Big Red Dog movie, and a few other things on that. So it's really cool. Go check it out if you get a chance to. So yeah, it's all pretty well and neat. Oh, and I should probably take this moment to make this comment. So you probably noticed that I didn't do my standard pitching my eBay thing. That's mostly because I wanted to skip that this week to give out a reminder to everybody. Just as a reminder to everyone that shops on eBay, keep in mind that starting Monday, July 1st, eBay will begin charging sales tax for certain states. More of them are getting added. I know Pennsylvania is one of them. That's a state that I'm in. That starts on Monday. So keep that in mind if you buy anything. Now, from what I've read, it's going to be the seller's state. So whatever state you're buying it from, you have to pay their sales tax. And this does not affect... no, this also affects... I'm sorry. This isn't just limited to the U.S. This also affects sellers from other countries as well. So keep that in mind. Both buyers and sellers from other countries as well. So please keep that in mind. All that can be found simply Google searching it. If I have a chance, I'll put the thing up. I'll put a link to their help page in the description because I just want everybody to be reminded of that because it is happening. It is going to make stuff a little more costly because you're going to have to figure out the sales tax for a whole bunch of different states and budget it a little better if you're like me and you want to budget everything, which that's a lot of fun. But otherwise, yeah, it's pretty much how my week went. Simple, dull, boring. All the standard things. So, let's dive into the podcast, shall we? Because we got plenty to talk about and, well, a lot of time to do it, I guess. Come on in, everybody. The water's fine. Okay, so once again, I get to set my freaking Pokemon counter back to 0. Not only once, but twice. It doesn't even get to bump out of this entire podcast unscathed. So, Pokemon Masters, the trailer dropped earlier this week. This is going to be a game for the iOS and Android devices. It's basically a Pokemon game for your phone. Then instead of having to catch them all, you're going to be teaming up with other trainers, and you're going to be doing 3v3 fights in real-time battles. Only it's not really real-time battles. I've seen the trailer. You can pull it up on YouTube. It was trending. It's got it has to be #1 trending, or at least one of the top 10. Either way, it leaves me with more questions than answers. Apparently the game's taking place on an island that was created specifically for this. What the island is basically where all the trainers go to battle it out, and that's the entire gist of it. Trainers are going to go there, trainers are going to fight, and that's literally it. You get sync pairs because you're only allowed to have one Pokemon per trainer. That's it. The trainers are going to get their own battles. Okay, it's Paseo Island. I was pulling up the official site. It's Paseo Island. Yeah, Pokemon and their trainers are going to be called sync pairs. They're going to share a special bond. You can get many of the famous trainers from the series. I've seen Cynthia, Steven, the guy that had the Dragonite from the Kanto region, Brock, Misty, gym leaders, and stuff like that. Basically, it's your standard Pokemon game, only instead of having a team of 6 Pokemon, you only get one Pokemon to help you and 2 trainer friends to help you. And that's it. Trainers have their own moves, which pretty much I think go from either an attack boost to healing and stuff like that. It's weird. Very, very weird. I mean, it's definitely an iOS or Android game. I'm not going to lie there. But it's still, it's weird. Two of the trainers, though, that were shown in the trailer were red and blue. Now, for those of you who don't remember who they are, well, dig your heads out of the sand. Red's going to have his Charizard, and Blue's going to have his Pidgeot. Cynthia has the Cynthia, the champion of Sinnoh, unless you beat her ass in the game, is going to have her Garchomp. I think Brock has his Onix. Misty has a Starmie. There was no sign of Ash anywhere in this. Now, it's something that some players brought up. There's no sign of Ash and no sign of Serena, unless they're going to be something that they'll add later on to the game as downloads, like a future update or something. Not DLC, but just an update. Which, yeah, could be fine, but still. The big-time battles, though, they're 3v3 fights. So, once you join forces, you're going to sync up. It's 3v3 matches. They're supposed to be real-time, but they're really not, because real-time means you're able to move your characters around, and from what I've seen, they don't move. Yep, your move gauges are going to fill up, and once they fill up to the proper level, you can use the move. So, it's basically no better than Sword Art Online Integral Factor, where you have a cooldown time after you use a move, but only in this case it's the reverse of it, where you have to build up the power to use the move. So again, not exactly real time. Says that the matches play out in real time. My ass. This is, like I said, this is leaving me with more questions than answers, mostly because they're aiming for this to come out this summer. And the sad part is that they have yet to really give much of any information. And I know somebody out there is going to go, no, they have a trailer, there's an article, everybody knows. No, they haven't exactly given any information on this. So, yeah, I mean, the Pokemon Company International announced this as part of their handful of new Pokemon apps and games last month. All this just basically, it's weird. Basically going to the artificial island of Paseo for the Masters tournament, where you're going to go around, you're going to get gym badges from other players, and then go to, I'm guessing, proceed to the league and beat the Paseo League in this island. I don't know. It's basically, think of it like all the fans wanting every single region in a Pokemon game. And that's what they got. Only in this case, it's one person representing each one, or one or two people representing each and every single region. You're going to have some antagonists in this and some protagonists. I know I saw Team Rocket in this. There was a few other ones. A lot of the trainers, though, in this are kind of weird. Honestly, I mean, if I could just partner up with a Pikachu, that'd be pretty cool. Plus, it's an iOS or Android game, so I could actually play it and give it a shot once it comes out. Provided it's not going to be like 6 or 7 gigs, or I'm going to have to buy it, and it's just going to be free, because they'll make more money if they have it that way. But the fact that you can team up with Red and Blue, probably, possibly team up with Cynthia, you can make one hell of a dream team here if you really play your cards right. However, like I said, I'm left with more questions than answers in regards to this, mostly because I kind of feel like this is a cop-out, especially given the fact of Sword and Shield coming out with all of its controversy going on, with Pokemon Go having its whole little thing. And there was already a Pokemon game for Android and iOS devices. It was called Pokemon Duel. But, I mean, if they wanted to give us a decent Pokemon game, why couldn't we have gotten one where we can finally battle in real time, actually moving the characters like you would in freaking RPG with actual attacks? I mean, honestly, at this point, I don't see how we haven't had that already, even back when this was still on the handhelds. Pokemon only have 4 moves in these games. Simple concept would have told you, hey look, there's 4 buttons on the DS, there's 4 buttons on the 3DS. Why don't we assign a move to each one and call it a day? But no, we have to do this the evil way. So, Pokemon Masters, it's coming out sometime this summer. There is a trailer for it. I will have the link to the trailer in the description. Check it out. It's meh at best. Honestly, it leaves more of a sour taste in my mouth, I think, for a Pokemon game. But I'm willing to give it a shot, and I'll gladly do a review of it. So if it sucks, I'll be the first one to tell you. If it's good, I'll tell you. Honestly, though, like I said, I just have my issues with it because it feels like it's just one of those strange games that was created literally to draw people's attention away from something else. And that's going to be the next topic that I go into. Okay, so speaking of Pokemon, so I can finally try to start the counter back again. Remember the controversy that has still been going on? Bring back the National Dex. The Pokemon Pokedex for the National thing where every single Pokemon that has ever come into the game has been stored. One of the things that fans have loved for years has sadly been shot to the wayside. And fans, rightfully so, mind you, and I will stand by this, that they were right to complain. Because, honestly, I love how they were talking on Twitter. It's like, people need to stop complaining every time something doesn't, feel right or they don't like the way something goes. Here's a news flash for you. If you don't complain about something or you don't, express your dislike or distrust of something, then they're just going to keep doing it because they're going to think you're fine with it. Now, I'm not saying that it's worthful all the time. There is some stuff that's just at some point going to get annoying. But in regards to something that didn't have a broken formula, wasn't screwed up, and wasn't messed up, the change that they made was rightfully, piss-offable. And that's what happened. They pissed off a lot of fans. So Game Freak put out an announcement, and the Pokemon website has it up, which there is a link in the description. Feel free to check it out. It's in both Japanese and English. It's called A Message for Pokemon Video Game Fans. Now I'm going to read the English version because I cannot understand and read kanji to save my life. Which is kind of sad because I kind of do like cryptology, but still. Thank you to all our fans for caring so deeply about Pokemon. Recently, I shared the news that some Pokemon cannot be transferred to Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. I've read all your comments and appreciate your love and passion for Pokemon. Just like all of you, we are passionate about Pokemon, and each and every one of them is very important to us. After so many years of developing the Pokemon video games, this was a very difficult decision for me. I'd like to make one thing clear. Even if a specific Pokemon is not available in Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, that doesn't mean it won't appear in future games. The world of Pokemon continues to evolve. The Galar region offers new Pokemon to encounter, trainers to battle, and adventures to embark on. We are pouring our hearts into these games, and we hope you will look forward to joining us on this new journey. June 28th, 2019, Junichi Masuda. This has been dictated and not read. So, or I should just say read and not dictated. But anyway, you get the point. I just, quoted the exact thing here. So what does this basically mean? For Pokemon fans, this is Game Freak's way of addressing the National Dex. We're not getting it. They want us to basically just shut up about it. Shut up, go to hell. We're not getting it. As far as they're concerned, oh, that's great. You won a National Pokedex. Hey, we're all for that. Unfortunately, you're not getting one anymore. Deal with it. And what bothers me the most about this, and I want to stress this right now, The fact that literally felt like the company line if I have ever heard the company line. With an entire amalgam of Pokemon, that is how many now? Over 800. With an amalgam of Pokemon like that, and you actually have the nerve to tell people, well, we're kind of glad you like our games, we like them too, but here's the downside, you're not getting a national dex. It's a slap in the face to fans, it really is. It's something that they look forward to all the time. And I know a lot of people in comments and forums and on blogs were going, why are people so pissed off at the fact that they can't bring in Pokemon from older games? The whole point of the newer games is to play with the newer Pokemon. While that's true, there's also a point when you want to bring in your A-team after you beat the game. That's what a majority of the time it was. The only exception to that rule was Generation 3 because they were still experimenting with the National Dex at that time, and since they had already released Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald prior to Fire Red and Leaf Green's re-release, you could access all 3 regions worth of Pokemon from Johto, from Kanto, Johto, and and Hoenn. However, with this entire news that we're getting rid of the National Dex, fans are pissed off about it, this message to fans was not exactly a good way of going about solving the issue. This is, we've heard your problem, we've listened to your problem, but we don't care. And I know, like I said, people out there are just going to go, well, it's a fun game, it's going to be great. For a $60 price tag, I would rather, and I'm going to say this, for $60, you could find a better game for the Nintendo Switch that isn't Pokemon related, or hell, just get a different game entirely for an entirely different system. Therein lies the problem. Or the fact that you can just buy like a few used games for the price of this game and have more fun. While, yes, okay, the environments are going to look stunning. You have a whole bunch of new Pokemon. This is the first ever true Pokemon game brought to the consoles, since Colosseum and XD Gale of Darkness don't actually count, even though you could technically get Pokemon out of them. This is going to be your official first ever Pokemon game for the consoles. However, all of that aside does not make up for the fact that this message feels like a kiss-off. This is like the company line, and they just did this to shut everybody up. When they put down that Pokemon is very important to them, each and every one, and it was so difficult of a decision to make, I don't buy it. Because in all honesty, it's not that difficult of a decision to make. You could have found a way around this. Even if the game would have been delayed by a year, fans would have been fine with that if it would have meant, oh look, I will get to have all my Pokemon with me, my old friends and new friends, I can have them all. But now it's, well, I can't have them all, why should I bother buying a $60 game? And like I said, it's understandable. I understand why they're pissed. I get why they're mad. It is understandable, but at the same time, there isn't anything we can do about it anymore. They've now basically thrown their hands up in the air, said there's nothing we can do, kiss off, we're done. So it's basically a version of XD Gale of Darkness and Colosseum, in a way. Where, oh look, you can transfer over Pokemon, but just don't expect them to be worthwhile. You can't transfer over Pokemon that aren't here. Now, Colosseum and Gale of Darkness you could, because in all honesty, I traded over a few Pokemon that I literally just caught in the one game just to get my hands on some of the ones that I had in the game that were Shadow Pokemon that I purified. But still, you were limited because at the time there was only like 3 generations worth of Pokemon games. You had Fire Red and Leaf Green, which counted as the first 2 generations, and Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, which was the 3rd gen. XD Gale of Darkness and Colosseum still technically counted as an in-between, since you could get your hands on Jirachi at some point, or Sableye, or no, what was it? Was it Sebile? Celebi. I think it was Celebi. Either way, you had a chance to get Pokemon from at least 2 regions. So that worked out well for that. You were limited, but you were limited within the scope of what was currently available. With over 800 Pokemon now, their claims that we can't make HD models for all of them is bullshit, because you already have the technology in the 3DS. So that's crap. 2, their thing of it's going to take too long. Fans were waiting how many years from the end of Sun and Moon? You could have easily delayed it another year and put out the Pokemon. For what the game is offering and everything else, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. Plus, if you were already coming out with Pokemon Masters, you could have thrown that in as a standalone to create a buffer to hold off fans throwing a fit that there's no new Pokemon game, and use that as a buffer, and then found a way to integrate some of the events in that into the newer game. Like, oh look, if you played this game and here's a code, you did like this quest or something in this, or you completed this challenge in this, here's a code, you put that code into your Switch, and then you'll get to unlock a special item that you can equip onto one of your Pokemon inside the newer game. Fans wouldn't have been upset with that. But then with the possibility in the thread that I read about there might be DLC with this, just basically leads me to wonder, why bother at that point even having DLC, unless it's going to be DLC including every single Pokemon, which you're not going to do because you basically doubled down on no national dex. Sword and Shield, honest to God, I feel like it's going to be the swan song for the Pokemon games. At this point, the backlash is too much. The fans are not happy about it. You're going to have the hardcore, diehard fans that are going to get it. The reviewers that are going to get a copy of it to play and give their 2 cents. They'll send out review copies to like gaming forums and magazines, YouTubers and stuff like that. They'll get review copies to try it, give their sense on it, or they'll pull a Driver 3 and have this, oh well, you have to give us a good review or else. Or they'll purposely change the reviews and say, no, this has to be a good review. Otherwise, they'll just take legal action against them. So there's going to be multiple ways. And honestly, I can't see how this is going to turn out. It's just not going to end well. I just feel that no matter what you do, it isn't going to end well, especially in this case. Oh, that was cool. I think I just heard some thunder. It's neat. But yeah, it's like a little storm, I think, rolling through. But either way, this isn't boding well. I think that they're more screwed now than they were to begin with. And in all honesty, this just honestly takes the cake. As far as I'm concerned, like I said, this is going to be the swan song for this whole franchise now, at least the games. They should have had a little more of a discussion about it, figured out a better battle plan than what they did, because what they did, honestly, was just throw gasoline onto the fire and hope that the fire goes out. And it's not going out. You just made it worse. It honestly is worse. So I don't know what else there is to say about it, but at this point, you're screwed. You're thanking the fans for caring so deeply, but then at the same time, you're telling them that, all their passion is for nothing. You're telling them that, oh, well, you may have your favorite Pokemon, and you're rolling the dice on whether or not it's even going to make it into the next game. None of it, every single line of that was contradicting itself, and it still is going to. So, yeah. hopefully, I would say this will be the last topic, but let's face it, I give it a week. Not even that. I'll even be more generous. It'll probably be freaking Friday night. I'll see something online, or Saturday morning, or Saturday afternoon, or at some point, I'll see another Pokemon topic in regards to this, and I'll bring you the next update in the ever-continuing saga. This kind of feels like a freaking soap opera, as the Pokeball turns. Yeah, where, you have the continuing saga of, are they going to just keep doubling down on this, or are they going to listen to the fans? Because I know that there's been some Change.org petitions out there, and a lot of other stuff. So, I don't know, but in all honesty, this message to the fans, honestly, was not a good idea. It was a bad idea, and they're going to feel more backlash now from that than anything else. So, yep, that's bad. Alright, so One Punch Man Season 2. The Blu-rays are being delayed by 2 months. This isn't an uncommon event that happens. Stuff gets in the way. Other things cause a delay, like, there might have been a production issue. The company might have had a financial little hiccup. There could have been an issue with the supplier of discs, things like that. Anything's possible. So the Blu-ray and DVD releases of One Punch Man were scheduled to start shipping out in Japan this August. But fans are going to have to wait a little longer, though, according to the official statement on the anime's website, which I might as well pull that up. Let's see, can I pull it up? Yes, I can. Okay. According to the official statement on the anime's website, the home video release will be delayed by 2 months. The production staff behind the adaptation of One and Yusuke Murata's manga cites various difficulties as the main reason behind the delay. They then apologized to fans and thanked them for their support. Yay! Various reasons and various delays. Oh my! Oh goody, translation. Oh goody, it worked right away. Alright, see your notice, blah blah changes. Okay, with regards to One Punch Man Season 2, Blu-ray and DVD, the release date has been changed as follows due to various reasons. We sincerely apologize to our customers, and we ask that you accept the circumstances after a wise inspection. Ooh. The targeted products are One Punch Man Season 2, Blu-ray and DVD. Volume 1, Blu-ray. Volume 2, Blu-ray. Volume 3, Blu-ray. Volume 4, Blu-ray. Volume 5, Volume 6 Blu-rays as well. Price is 7,000 yen each for tax, excluding tax. 6,000 yen each for tax, excluding tax. Whatever the hell that means. Content of change. Volume 1, Before Change, was supposed to come out on August 27th, 2019, a Tuesday. It will now be released to October 25th, 2019, which is a Friday. So I think most of that is in here minus the days of the week. Yeah. Okay. Volume 2 was supposed to come out on September 26th of 2019. Will now be coming out on November 26th of 2019. So that one's literally 2-month difference. So that's not too bad. The other one was a couple other ones, but you never really release anything on a Sunday. Nobody's going to buy it. Volume 3, supposedly to come out on October 25th, 2019. According to Otaku USA Magazine, it's going to be coming out on Christmas. Let me double check that. Okay, it has down December 25th. That's Christmas, morons! That's Christmas, morons! That's Christmas. Nothing gets released on Christmas because I'm just going to throw this one out there. All of the stores are closed. Minus a couple like convenience stores that might be open for somebody that needs a last minute, item. I think Walmart's even closed unless they're open for like maybe an hour. Walmart's usually closed. Every place is usually closed, especially retail stores, because they just had that massive retail rush for like 2 months of, oh God, Oh God, more. No, not more people, please. They just had that going on for 2 months, and Christmas Day comes along. All of a sudden, it's freedom. It's almost like a kid going to summer vacation. It's like counting down to the end of the day, the last day of school. You're looking at the clock, and it's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, freedom! Sorry about that. But yeah, so I doubt highly it's going to be Christmas, probably the 26th. Christmas is going to be on a Wednesday this year, so I'm assuming it's going to be either the 24th or the 26th. I would aim for probably not the 25th, but then again, maybe they're going to do that. I don't see the 25th being an actual release date. Like I said, maybe the 24th or the 26th. Volume 4 was supposed to be released on November 26th of 2019. Is now being released on January 28th of 2020. Which is going to be a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday to a Tuesday. Volume 5 was supposed to be on Christmas. Are you serious? Okay, another perfect example right here. Volume 5 was supposed to be released on Christmas Day, according to the official website. Now let's take a look. Does it actually have that? Yes, it does. It actually has it down. So Volume 3 is getting released when Volume 5 was supposed to be released. Oh, God. Okay, either way, Volume 5 got bumped to February 27th of 2020. So like I said, I doubt it would have came out on Christmas Day. And finally, Volume 6 was supposed to come out on January 28th of 2020. Its release has now been pushed to March 27th. So, yes. I like how they have down like the days of the week for some, but not for all. Let's see here. August, September, October, March 27th is a Friday. So it's going from a Tuesday release, which was supposed to be January 28th of 2020, to March 27th, which is a Friday. So it's going to be a Friday release. Either way, I mean, stuff happens. You can't, prevent stuff from happening. Like I said, it could have just been a simple, oops, there was an issue with the pressing. Oops, there was a glitch with the system and we caught it in quality control. Something simplistic like that could have happened. I mean, in all honesty, it could have literally just been something that quality control caught. And, I mean, because they could have done, effectively, they would have done a pre-press by now, which are ones that get released for quality control to go through and check and go, okay, does this meet the quality standards assurance? They test it like half a dozen times to make sure that it's going to work right. So, yeah, they would have had at least a pre-release by now. So that does make perfect sense. I mean, when was the first one due out? Let me find. When was the first one due out again? Hold on a second here. Let me pull the topic back up here. Okay. When was the first one due out again? Okay. Alright, the first one was supposed to come out August. Yeah, they would have had a pre-release out by now. Probably would have came out, I want to say, last month, because from what I read, it would have been like at least 3. It's usually about 3 months ahead, and that way they have time to fix any minor errors or just delay it like a week if they have to. So for this to be bumped, that everything below it's getting bumped, that has to be kind of huge. It's citing, though, various difficulties, so it could have just been one or more issues that they had found. But either way, at least they're being nice and forewarning everybody, hey, it's not coming out right away, don't shoot us. There's really nothing we can do about it. And honestly, you can't fault them for that. At least they're actually taking a moment and saying, oops, there was an issue, we're fixing it, we apologize, we can't get it out, but yeah. So it's not a bad thing, more or less it is a good thing, but with how Season 2's going with fans, that extra 2 months might be enough to help them kind of get over the crappiness of it, I want to say. I mean, I have seen some of season 2. I watched a couple episodes on YouTube. I've seen some of the clips of it. And honestly, I've seen season 1. Season 1 was amazing. Season 2 looks really shitty in comparison. I really had to think of a word there. I couldn't think of a word that would work, so that's why it was shitty by comparison. So yeah, but either way, it is good that they're at least not acknowledging that there's an issue, and it's like, oops, there was a problem. We apologize. We're sorry. We've taken care of it, or we are taking care of it. So yep, that works out well. So it's just gonna be delayed 2 months. That's not bad. Alright, so for those of you that remember the anime series, The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, don't worry, it's going to eventually be one of the anime series reviewed on the Anime GBU after I rewatch it again. Yeah, so if you were following the anime back in 2006, you couldn't escape the ending theme of it. In fact, there is a tremendous amount of people that could not escape this ending. It's one of the most, I want to say, one of the most iconic endings of an anime series ever. Yep. It's called Hari Hari Yukai. The electrifying magic of the song was reignited at the 20th anniversary Lantis Matsuri 2019 Arigato Ani song. That is one of the lamest names for anything I've ever heard. At which the Haruhi Anime's SOS Brigade voice cast members teamed up once again to perform the theme song. And honestly, the picture that they have on this of the voice actors and actresses, the ones just giving this look like, I am doing this again, why? I thought I put this behind me. And it's in both pictures too. There's like 2 pictures of the backstage stuff, and seriously, he just has this look on his face like, I am, honest to God, I am doing this again. Why? I had this song out of my head. It is the look he has. It's just this look like, oh my God, I really, those in attendance to perform on stage included Aya Hirano, who was Haruhi Suzumiya herself, Tomokazu Shiguta, who was Kion, Minori Chihara, who was Yuki Nagato, Yuko Goto, who was Mikuru Ashihana, and Suke Ono, who was Itsuki Koizumi. This marked the first time for all 5 members to perform together since 2007's The Extravaganza of Haruhi Suzumiya live concert event. So a good 12 years. a good 12 years. Yeah, I officially can feel the guy's pain. It's 12 years. It's just the picture. It's just a picture from their Twitter. It's from the one's Twitter. It is just a picture. It's priceless. You always remember those like commercials where it's like, a picture's worth 1,000 words. Yeah, this one's worth about $1.5 million. I'm not even gonna lie. It's just when you realize what they're doing, and then you realize that 4 of the 5 are smiling with actual happy expressions like, I am so glad we're back doing this. And the 5th one's like, please just shoot me now. It's just so, it's funny. In a cosmic sort of way, it is hilarious. If you get a chance, look at the article. I'm not even going to lie on that. Look at the article. Look at the picture. If you can't tell right off the bat which one it is, all the way to the far left, if you can't tell which one it is, that's kind of bad. But yeah, he just has this look on his face, it's like, please just kill me now. It's just end it. Just end me now. Can the world just come to an end right now, please? I don't want to be here anymore. Just please make it end. This is horrible punishment. It is just so funny. So this is really cool. Both pictures, but the first one's really great. But yeah, so both pictures. Like I said, I will be talking about this series in the anime GBU at some point after I rewatch it again. Either way, it's an interesting series. I'm not gonna lie. There is also the movie that kind of completed the whole series, The Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya, which honestly was a bit confusing. But then again, I saw that before I actually watched the series, so yeah, there was that problem. Though that was my own damn fault, but there was that problem. But either way, the guy just looks so miserable in this picture. I just can't tear myself away from that picture. The guy just looks so miserable. I mean, the other four are happy and excited, and he just looks so goddamn miserable. He looks like he looks like he's trying to pass a patio out of his ass. That's how disturbed he looks. He looks like he's trying to pass a patio out of his ass. I mean, it's just so damn funny. I'm sorry, it's just so hilarious. I've heard the ending song. It gets stuck in your head, but still, it's just so funny. Oh, that picture wins for one of the best things that I have ever seen, ever in my entire days. That picture wins, hands down. That picture wins. Oh my god. Oh god, is it just so funny as hell? This is stupidest. It just looks so. He looks like he's so disturbed. Oh. I mean, the series is interesting. I watched a couple episodes, but it's been a couple years, but he just looks so disturbed. Oh. Let me close this out. Let me close this window that this article is in so I can go on to the next topic. I can just laugh at that all night long. Oh. Okay, so one of my favorite anime movies is turning 10 years old. And the convenience store Lawson celebrates with merch, is how the title starts off as. So for those of you that don't know, Summer Wars is one of the greatest anime movies you will ever see. It is heartwarming, it is touching. God knows it is fun to watch. So believe it or not, it's 10 years old. I'm just psyched about that. I could honestly, I have that on DVD. The story behind me getting that is amazing. I watched it, or at least I tried to watch it on Neo Toonami, which was the streaming service that fans made after Toonami was canceled. And this was on their week of movies, which was their swan song. The stream crapped out partway through the movie. Didn't come back. And I'm like, oh, that's great. So I'm watching this and I'm like, this is really good. So then I wanted to see how it ends. So I tracked it down. I wasn't going to pay the $30 that my local FYE was selling it for. And I wasn't going to be paying the $90 that some eBay sellers were choosing. I really went to town, really searched long and hard, and I found a copy for cheap. I'm going like $10. I don't even remember how much it was anymore. I got it cheap. I watched it. I fell in love with the ending. It was beautiful. In fact, it's one of the few reasons why I actually sort of play every now and then when I think about it, Hanafuda. Which, if you ever Google what that is, there is a flash game for Hanafuda that you can play on laptops and desktops. So it is pretty cool. So to celebrate, the Japanese convenience store Lawson is offering a range of merchandise from July 9th to September 1st. That includes acrylic diorama stands, buttons, keychains, and more featuring characters from the film. All of which I guarantee you will find its way on eBay. Stores will also be decorated with large Summer Wars posters and decals. Why Lawson? It seems the convenience store chain's brand of fried chicken is also 10 years old this year. Huh, coincidence. Considering how many fans this film has, we may see some wars to get this summer exclusive merch. Yeah, like I said, I see it all winding up on frickin' eBay. And some of the pictures are pretty cool here. So they have like a picture of what their coolers are going to look like. So you have, I'm trying to remember all the characters in this. Yeah, Love Machine, King Kazuma. That's pretty cool. You have all of Oz in the background, the big floating central part of Oz. Some of the keychains are pretty cool. They look really amazing. I would just get the King Cosmo one personally. That was about the best character in this. So here's the plot synopsis, though, for those of you who have never seen the movie before. Yes, this is another one that will eventually find its way onto the Anime GBU once I, again, get around to rewatching it again, because I'm doing a majority of them by memory now. And eventually my memory is going to burn out, and I'm going to have to start jotting down either A, notes, or B, rewatch them again so it's fresh in my head. But either way, here's how Funimation describes Summer Wars, besides the fact that it is amazing. Whew. Kenji is your typical teenage misfit. He's good at math, bad with girls, and spends most of his time hanging out in the all-powerful online community known as Oz. His second life is the only life he has, until the girl of his dreams, Natsuki, hijacks him for a starring role as a fake fiancé at her family reunion. Things only get stranger from there. A late-night email containing a cryptic mathematic riddle leads to the unleashing of a rogue AI intent on using the virtual world of Oz to destroy the real world, literally. As Armageddon looms on the horizon, Kenji and his new family set aside their differences and band together to save the worlds they inhabit. Honestly, this movie kicks ass. The whole plot of it's basically Natsuki wants a boyfriend to, it's basically just a guy she's hiring to pretend to be her boyfriend / fiance for the family reunion. The reason why is because it's her grandmother's, I think it was like 90th birthday, and she told her that you can't die yet until you meet my amazing boyfriend. And she does. She brings the poor guy, and he's just like, I can't do it. She goes, please, I really can't do this. I'm not comfortable with it. She goes, please, and he does it. But because he's a nut job, he tried to win. I think it was like a contest or something he was entered in. He tried to win it because he's good with math. He can figure out your birthday just by telling him the day and the year. He'll tell you, or the month and the year, he'll tell you the exact day, or whatever day it was, he'll tell you what day of the week it was for that month and year. So it's kind of amazing. But what happens is he gets the cryptic mathematic puzzle on his phone. Everybody that solved it got their accounts hijacked, regardless if they got it right or not. And his online self is sort of transformed into Love Machine version 1. Until, of course, that version gets its little horrid ass kicked by King Cosmo, and then becomes Love Machine version 2. All hell ensues. Poor Kenji's arrested, then brought back, unarrested, slightly arrested again. The family teams up. Grandma sadly passes away. It's an amazing series, and it ends so beautifully. It is you can't even describe it in words, just how well it ends. There's touching scenes in it. In fact, there's the one whole scene right after Grandma dies when everybody's just quiet, and it's just a reflective moment. It's just really, really touching. Honestly, I can't stress it enough. Gotta watch it. It's worth the effort to check it out. Seriously, it is just amazing. But for the fact that it's 10 years old, that is huge. I didn't even know it was 10 years old. That is just cool. It is definitely a good movie. I recommend it. But yeah, I wouldn't mind one of those displays. What are they all giving out here again? Acrylic diorama stands, buttons, keychains, and more. Hey, if they're giving out posters and stuff, I mean, hell, I'm telling you, this stuff's liable to find its way on eBay, shipping and everything else. If it's little diorama stands, which I'm assuming is what's pictured as the main prominent picture in the article, I would be game for that. But in all honesty, I would be game for the keychain. Because I kind of have a little nut job where I collect keychains. I have a Mario keychain that I got from GameStop, racking up points that I literally arrived on my birthday that year, which was really cool. I was supposed to come like a day after, and it got there the day of my birthday, so that was really cool. But yeah, I'd probably just go with the keychain and maybe one of the stands or a poster. I don't know. But either way, this is cool. 10 years old. Congratulations, Summer Wars. You've earned it. It is a good movie. Like I said, if you get a chance to check it out, I highly recommend it. Just watch a couple of the AMVs. It's really worth it. Honestly, it's damn good. I'm not even going to lie. It's damn good. If you get a chance to watch it, I highly recommend it. Check it out. It's worth the time and effort. Holy crap, is it good. Damn, is it good. Really. Damn good movie. Damn good movie. It's really good to watch. Alrighty, everybody, and that's pretty much going to do it for the absolutely, completely random podcast for this week. I'd like to thank Professor Clump, who's still unconscious against the wall I rolled him into, for stopping by. And I'd like to thank all of you for taking the time and effort to stay by my side through this entire podcast. That is, if you manage to. If not, I understand. I can get a little boring and dull as I talk. But nevertheless, I'm still thankful that a lot of you stuck by me. And don't forget, feel free to swing by my YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe away. If you have any topics you'd like to hear me talk about, feel free to drop them in either the discussion section of my YouTube channel, send them to my Twitter @OtakuRoads, or don't forget to drop them off at the official Web Designer 18 Facebook page. Look forward to the next episode of Andrew Discusses, which will be coming out, aiming for Thursday because it's kind of warm tonight for me to record it, the episode, so I'm going to probably record it on Tuesday. Probably put it out on the 4th of July. It's going to be, what did I say? It was going to be characters, no, plot and summary. That's what the next one is. In the next in the 4-part discussion video, it's going to be plot and summary. That's right, then characters, and then animation. And yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for me. So thank you all for sticking by me. Thank you all for hanging out with me. And until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes, and this has been the absolutely, completely random podcast. Coming up next, Chef Pierre's meltdown on the 6 o'clock news. Yeah, never mind. Have a nice week, everybody. Have a nice week, and I'll catch you all next time.